Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Sunday. Today is Sunday, the whatever it is of January. I feel like it's the 19th. And you join me again in KJ. We are heading out today to get some bits and bobs to change the brake caliper. So if you didn't know, obviously, as I mentioned before, this is a 2002 Land Rover Discovery with 162,000 miles on it. So she's barely running. But yeah, there's a couple of 22, 23-year-old problems. One of which is that the brakes are a bit funky, which of course isn't really ideal when you're driving a truck that weighs about 2 tons. So we're heading off to Halfords to go and get some bits to sort it out, which is like extra annoying because I was actually in Barnstable yesterday, which is got Halfords in it, doing some powerlifting shit. Some strongman stuff actually. A new gym opened up over there, Fortis Strength. I think it's called a Fortis Performance, something like that. And yeah, I'm gonna butcher it and ruin it. I'm pretty sure it's Dave and Gemma. I know the lady's called Gemma. I can't remember what the guy's called. I think it's Dave. But yeah, they opened up a new gym and they were having a bit of an open day and event. So I went over there with a couple of mates, and I ended up actually doing some log press, which I've never actually done before in my life. Yeah, I got 70 kilos or 75 kilos. I think it was 75. And I attempted 85, and I nearly got it, but I nearly fell over when I did it. So I've got enough horsepower to push 85, I reckon, but the technique still isn't there. Which, to be fair, considering I've never log pressed in my life, being able to just head out and do a fucking 75 clean is, I'm pretty happy with that. But anyway, this is not a powerlifting or strongman thing. So anyway, yeah, heading off today to go and get some bits and bobs for the truck. I need to get some more brake fluid. This takes .4, I believe, and to get some clamps to clamp the brake line so that I don't have to bleed the whole system. I just have to do the one caliper, which should be nice and easy. I do have some brake fluid lying around somewhere, but brake fluid, if you didn't know, is actually has like some tits in the road, literally. Obviously the birds, I mean, not the derogatory term for a woman or a woman's chesticle area. Anyway, moving swiftly on, brake fluid's got a sell-by date, so it's got a shelf life. I forgot what the fucking proper term is, but basically you can't use brake fluid if it's over a certain age, and a lot of mine has been sat in the shed, so to be fair, it's probably past the sell-by date. But anyway, so we're heading off to go and get that sorted out, and hopefully when we get round to it we'll be able to sort out. I've got some new slide pins as well, because the slide pins were a bit rusty. I cleaned them up as best as I could, and to be fair, it's not bad. Like, the brake still works, but it's not quite. It's just, for an extra tenner, I can put new slide pins in it, and it's a bit of peace of mind, really, isn't it? So yeah, so I got new slide pins to go in it as well, and a new caliper. Again, there's nothing wrong with that caliper. It was just really a bit of a bitch to rewind. So I'm thinking that it's probably seized. So again, for 40 quid, may as well change it and get it all done. And then yeah, if you get around to it, we'll do the steering damper as well, because having to overcorrect my steering is really starting to get fucking old. And then we might even get around to doing the shuttle valve today, because the shuttle valve has been being an asshole. Basically what's been happening is that my brakes feel like they've got air in them constantly. So obviously it's a Land Rover, it's not got great brakes anyway, but the shuttle valve is not making it any better. And it means that every now and then I lose all traction control and ABS, which again, for a 2.5 ton truck, when you're driving over roads that are mostly covered in shit and mud, not good. But anyway, I'm going to crack on and get that done. I need to try and get a hold of some mates to see if I can get a hand doing this. Not that this is a 2-man job. It's just a lot fucking easier when you've got someone else there to hold the shit for you. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'll sort some stuff out and I'll check in a minute. Right, we'll call that a success. We got some .4 brake fluid. Oh, fucking hell. That's a cool as shit old Volvo. Shut up. Yeah, so we've got some .4 brake fluid. Got some URT as well, because we've got a slight coolant leak, because obviously, because of Land Rover. And we've got some clamps as well. Well, we've got one clamp. Leroy! Because I don't fancy having to re-bleed the whole fucking system. And I don't know, I've got a good feeling that it might be a bit of a cowboy move, but I reckon we could get the fucking thing sorted out and not have to piss around with it too much. So anyway, off now to Asda. Oh, there's another D2 over there. Oh, right on, mate. Let's give him a bit of a thumbs up, go on. Hello, mate, alright. Got a wave and everything, look. Yeah, us disco owners, you know, got to stick together. There's not a lot of us on the road anymore. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, we'll go sort that out. Get some bits of the ass, some food and things like that, and then we will make like Madeline, disappear, get back to probably the house, stick it up on the hard standing, and try and fuck around with it there. And hopefully we'll be able to get it all fixed and sorted out. Okay, well, welcome to the engine bay of KJ. As you can see, we've already kind of been in here and changed a few of these pipes and everything around, which has given rise to a nice big leak at the top there, this fucking breather hose, which is shit. Also very kindly noted by a friend of mine the other day is that my actual return line from the turbo back there is also leaking, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so today I thought we'd attack the frog first and deal with this. This is the ABS hydraulic pump. So of course each of these four is for each of the four corners. And we want to place a shuttle valve, which is this bit of thing here on my finger. It's right on the bottom, helpfully. So we've got, excuse me, 1, 2, and then 3 bolts to come off. Then all of this should just pop off, fingers crossed, and then this should all just pull away, and then we should be able to drop that shuttle valve out and put a new set of shuttle valve. Well, it's not actually the shuttle valve, it's the shuttle valve actuating switch apparently. So we should be able to do that, and hopefully we won't need to take any of that intercooler or the air box or anything like that off. And then around the other side, once you've done that, we need to change the caliper on that one. So hopefully we'll get all this done today. And here is all of the goodies, all the parts in here. So you've got this is the new damper that I was talking about there. So that will hopefully go on. That will hopefully make it drive an awful lot better. I'll actually put some of these away. Then that is the new brake caliper. Housing. That is a fucking helicoil kit. That is the new shuttle valve actuator. It should be a familiar sight. So you've got 2 little actuators there. So hopefully that should just be a simple jobby. And then I've got 2 slide pins as well, which will sort out on the caliper. Okay, we're going to get a little 10mm ratcheting spanner. Help you fucking turn the right way, wouldn't it? Get these off. Well, that's a very silly place to have put that, isn't it? There's a lot of shit in that one. That's probably not good. But right, now that should do these. Should. So why is that not coming off? You won't actually be able to see anything apart from my fat head being in the way. Or do they just slide off, do they? Oh, they do. Okay. Oh, well, that's the first one off. There you go, look. So they just... Oh, yeah, these other ones are just... There we go. So I'd suggest taking that front one off first, by the looks of it. And this should be easy enough to just... Let's get this off as well. Really? There you go. Get out of the fucking way. I mean, that looks fucking new. That's not a good start. What is this catching on over here? Okay, right. Got those bolts out. That was a fucking nightmare. In fact, looks deceptively new. Except I would hazard a guess and say this is the one that I've just ordered. I would say that it's already had this repair done. Okay. Well, fuck it, we'll keep this one as a spare. It's always good to have spares of shit. Spray that with some contact cleaner maybe. Get this in. I've just unhooked and moved the... that's got the power steering fluid and the ACE, the active cornering enhancement or something. But that's been removed from this, so that's not really the end of the world. That's just easier, we can get a nice big fucking view of what's going on here. I wonder why the fuck that's not fucking working then. Why that be a knob? I'll get some, like I said, we'll get some contact cleaner in it. Just a bit of a little bit of a squirt up in there, so that makes me fucking... I can get... These fucking brake lines are on there like... Fucking... Oh, dude. Fucking He-Man to get that bitch off. Right. Okay, now hopefully this will solve the problem. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I was a lot around. Oh, this is such an asshole to get to. And like with most of these things, don't forget this is into, I'm pretty sure, aluminium. So there's no need to fucking over tighten it, or tight enough is tight enough. Get out of the way for this. This is a 4mm, by the way. Let me just double check. Yeah, 4mm. And like I said, don't have to be He-Man, just, you know, get him in nice and tight. Last one. Come on, you bitch. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not overly impressed with the fact that other one looks so fucking new. Suggests to me that there might be some other issues at play, which are a bit less than ideal. But I mean, to be fair, it's not really, you know, I mentioned before, obviously earlier on the drive, it's a 22-year-old truck. It's going to have issues. Nope. Issues. I mean, I'm looking at a massive rust hole currently, which, you know, I'm sure is probably less than ideal. But mind you, though, I did take off one of these plugs, and the plug itself was covered in, like, a load of dust came out of it. So to be honest with you, it could just be a dodgy connector. But I might be able to clean it up with some contact cleaner. See if that will make a difference. Oh man, this is a shitter of a job, this. Would be much easier taking this off and doing it off the truck, that's for fucking sure. Right. That is that now in. Okay, right. Shuttle valves, new ones in. Let's, what we'll do, move my telephone. We will put these grommies back in for tank. Any difference in length? Does look like it. Right. Put those bad boys in. They're in there. And then that one's in there like that. Like a glove. Let's get these all back on. I mean, that was, to be fair, relatively painless, he says, even though we're probably 20 minutes in odd. I need to top up the coolant nozzle in here as well, because there is a little bit of a coolant leak. Oh my lord, fucking hell, just so many bits of pipe and things in the fucking way. Obviously, yeah, spend the time to make sure you don't cross thread all of these. So I wanted to go. I've been having a bit of a mare today, so I'm just completely forgetting which way around everything goes. Pretty sure I tightened some of the bolts on the some of the screws keeping the thing on up a few times before I actually engaged the grey matter and then didn't do that. But you know, I'm pretty and not smart. Right, let's give douse some contact cleaner in this one. Dry out a bit. And hopefully that will be that sorted. Right, on to the next job E. So I'm going to put that one back in, otherwise it's going to fucking rattle and fill me full of anxiety and stress that the fucking truck's falling to pieces. Oh no, don't be a knob. There we go. Oh. No, seriously. Right. That is a new shuttle valve. Well, a shuttle valve actuator, anyway, installed on that one. Well. Okay. So, got this front, well, that end of the steering damper off. We've been waiting for this ball joint here. This is the ball joint. Soaked with a bit of WD-40, because if you can tell, it's a bit loose. It shouldn't be. I'm pretty sure it's just because the bolt isn't tight enough. So I'm going to tighten that up. But actually, whilst I'm here, I've realised that these spaces, if you look from the top down, you see how some of these are sticking out a bit more than others? They shouldn't be doing that. Fucking hell. So I'm probably going to take these off and just make sure those are fucking in properly, because that's a bit sketchy. And yeah, for the steering damper, so this is a steering damper here. This is probably why my steering has been fucking wobbling, because it's not supposed to be that easy to move. So no wonder my steering's been all over the fucking shop. So yeah, get that changed out, that'll be good to get done. And then hopefully tighten these up and we'll be away with the fairies, I guess. Got that one sorted out. Yeah, they're quite fucking loose actually, these. Bit of a tactical whoopsie. Tactical whoopsie waiting to happen, really, isn't it? Either way, not particularly what you want. What I'm going to do is get this on, get these tightened up, and see if I can't get a spanner on that in there. Get that one ball joint tightened up, because this is a new hub. You can see all the insides all like shiny and shining like brand new. So I think they obviously, when they changed the hub just comes out. It's not a, I think it's like 4 bolts, pretty much. Yeah. So in theory, it does just pop out. Let's undo up. So yeah, I'm imagining when they did that, I don't know, maybe might be that or the ball joint's knackered, I don't know. Maybe the ball joint isn't knackered, I really don't want to have to pay for another one. The little like word as well, like with these fucking wheel nuts and shit, like you just saw on the video then when I showed you, like they're not really in all that tight. And they don't need to be, you don't need to fucking do these up like He-Man. You normally like just fucking, because there is like 5 of them, you know. Get them done up good and tight. And that'll be tight enough. I mean, I've got a breaker bar just there, it's only a foot, but just give it a bit of love with the breaker bar just to make sure that these are on nice and tight. Yeah. Guten tight. Right. Let's maybe argue with this steering damper next. It's quite tight under there, so I'm not quite sure how much footage I'm going to be able to get, but we'll see. Yeah, here you go, let's see. One steering damper. That's just, it's very, I don't know, doesn't fill me full of the joys of spring, especially when you compare the new one that's going in, but this one, I can't hardly move it, so hopefully that will make a big difference. I want it up, this shit doesn't end up in a thing. So we'll get this one sorted out, we'll get this one fitted, and we'll go from there. Yeah, managed to tighten up the ball joint, got the wheel back on, that's all good. I'm going to reconnect all this stuff now, because it's a bit of time to dry. And hopefully that will have solved the problem. Got the steering damper in as well. Another good thing to have done. And hopefully now, like I said, we've got new steering damper in. We've done the tightened up the ball joint, well, tighter than it was anyway. It might not still be perfect, but it will be a damn sight better than it was, which is always good. Try and make these all go back in their things. Bonk. Where's me washing? There it is. Washing? Fucking windscreen washers. I think got one there. Right. Everything else is connected. That's the ace, that can stay off. That's there. I didn't take any of this off, did I? That's all on, that's all on, that's all on. That's the horn, that's... Looks like it might be ready to go. Right. Cool, and I've done I've done all the wheel stuff. Done the ball joint. That should be good for now. It might be one of those ones where you can't even see my face. That should be good for now. Might have to get it tightened up or have them maybe redo it in the MOT. Which is coming up in May, I believe. So fingers crossed for May. Anyway, we'll pack up some of my shit. We'll move it out of the way. I'll move it off to the left-hand side a little bit more so we can actually get the rear, and then we'll sort the brakes out. Then we're done. Well, for this bit anyway. Okay, now you join me at the back of the car. I'm just spotted one of the fucking brake things has fallen out. There it is. Put that there so I can forget about it. We've got the caliper off. The banjo bolt is loose. Got it all here. I'm actually just... The banjo bolt is properly loose. Excuse me. And we've come to figure out what copper washers we've got on here so we can... So yeah, banjo bolt is off. There's obviously 2 copper washers there. We'll replace those. Got the clamp on there to stop the brake fluid from fucking everywhere. New slide pins in the side. I'll show you these ones at the back. These are pretty grimtastic. So yeah, this is kind of one of the ones that wasn't actually that bad, as it didn't have like a lot of rust around the bottom of it. This one, completely fucking knackered. So they're supposed to look like that. So got that all changed around. That's new caliper ready to go in. We're just gonna get these and change these over for this nice little box of washers that I got on Amazon. We might have, what is this size here? They're a bit small, aren't they? Got a bigger one maybe than that. Maybe that one. Oh, they look about the same, don't they? We'll swap these over, see if we can get that one sorted out. Okay, this might be an awful view, depending on how the light works. I mean, I can see from the camera, but... There, you got the new... We've got the new banjo in... well, not the new banjo, but the banjo with the 2 new crush washers. Just going to do this one up. Again, doesn't need to be fucking heroically tight, just tight enough. That's probably okay. Right. Now, we should be able to let this go. That's done. Okay, that's that there, that's that there. Let's get this in here. I'm going to get some copper slip and I'm going to pop some on here. Just so we don't make a fucking racket whenever we try and do anything. It's not going to fucking stay still, is it? Stay there. Stay. There it is there. Right. We're just going to bang some copper slip on the back of these brake pads. Doesn't need a shitload, just enough. They have got anti-squeal plates on them anyway. But these things never hurt. And then maybe a bit more on the caliper itself. In here maybe, on the back side of this a bit. And there as well. And then the actual tube itself. Happy days. Right, now this should just slot on. Oh, look at that. Like a glove. It's quite normal. You just get the top one in first. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but if you can see here, this has got a bit of copper slip on it. Copper slip is great for old Land Rovers because invariably you tend to get stuff that stictions itself together. And by stiction I mean like rust weld. And it's really fucking annoying trying to get stuff undone when it's been rust welded in. Yeah, it's not uncommon for these to just need a little bit of persuasion to get the caliper down. Just push it down because you've got springs on the actual brake pads to stop it from. Are these the right fucking size? It's too big. Yeah, the rust, they tend to glue themselves in, so maybe don't put a shitload in because I don't want you to fail your MOT or piss off your service guy. Am I undoing it? I am undoing it, for fuck's sake, man. Honestly, one of these days I'll get my fucking left and rights right, Today is obviously not that day. But yeah, just do yourself a favour and put a bit of copper grease on that. Just helps you or whoever ends up changing everything back over again. Just helps you an awful lot if you've got a bit of space and the stuff isn't welded itself together. Right, now that should hopefully stop this from fucking binding. There you go in. That's on, can slide nicely. We'll get this tube on the back here. So that's the bleed nipple there. So this is just a one-way valve. You can see there's got the arrow on it. It's just a self-bleeding kit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get in the truck and we're just going to pump the brakes up and hopefully that'll be enough to bleed it. That is the new caliper in. We've tightened everything down. We've given it a couple of squirts on the old brake pedal. No leaks coming from the banjo bolt, which is good. I don't think so anyway. These things, one-way valves, are awesome, but as you can tell, got quite a lot of shit out of there. You always want to catch it in something because brake fluid is awful. We're checking over the top here as well. Probably about right. So we're just going. What we'll do, we'll just check that we've got pressure in the pedal. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, nice fucking solid pedal. Nice. So we'll pop that one back on, max level. We'll dump that one back on then. And then I'm going to just slot on, bop. This thing go in there. Bop. There you go. On. It's cool. Right, now I'm going to get that other little cap. Here, give me all the crap I've got lying around. Grab that little bleed cap. Pop that on the top of the bleed nipple. We'll give it a bit of a clean. And we'll see if we can see any. I'm going to go just on that bleed nipple. There. Like that. Just to stop any crap getting in it. We'll give all that a bit of a clean. Some brake cleaner. And we'll give it a couple of pumps and see if we can get any more stuff out of it. Right. That is everything done. New caliper. Bled. We've been through half a tub of brake fluid. We're getting quite a nice positive feel on the pedal, which is good. Probably giving it a good run through of stuff. Tightened up the totally gypsy rigged. Managed to get the ball joints tightened up a little bit. 2 spanners at the end of each other, just fucking wrenching on them. So now it is time to have a little bit of a tidy up, put everything back where it needs to go. Stuff like these boxes, they can just fuck off in the box pile. Get together some spare parts, chuck some of the shit in the back of the truck, and then we'll go for a drive, I think, and we'll just go and check that we've not broken anything, because it is me that's worked on it, so chances are I've probably broken something. Well, we're back in the truck. Cheers, Matt. And I tell you what, out of all the things we've done, so the ABS light hasn't come on yet, but that's an intermittent fault anyway, so we'll know that in a couple of weeks whether or not that's actually been fixed. Again, I'm not entirely convinced that it was actually the part that was the problem, because it seems to have worked all right. Yeah, tightening up the ball joint has made no fucking difference at all. It's probably, you might hear it, maybe. It's still loose, so that'll be an MOT jobby, or maybe if I can get a proper fucking spanner or something on it, I might see if I can do it that way. The steering damper has made a huge difference. You can probably tell, even from just this morning, I'm not having to correct half as much. I can just keep my hand pointed straight. It's not actually made the steering any heavier as well, which I thought it might do. It's actually just controlling it a lot better. The brakes seem to work. It's still a little bit wandery on the brakes, but again, it's one of those ones where I should really stop expecting. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier actually when I'm kind of like doing stuff like that, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The steering, I mean, but the we're still pulling quite nicely through the gears. The brakes, like I say, it's one of those things where they're probably never going to be great. The truck is, like I said, 22 years old. Actually older now, I think. It's probably about 25. So, you know, we're kind of asking a lot for it to be perfect or 100% of the time. But I tell you, this steering damper, this makes a hell of a difference. You know, I'm able to actually fucking control the truck so much nicer now. I've still got quite a bit of play in it. I think the actual like steering joints were a bit loose. The little UJ things. Well, they're not UJs, but you know, the little like steering track rod ends, that's what I'm trying to say. They were a little bit loose. They kind of like angled a little bit when I was sort of trying to tighten up the steering damper. But that works. Again, the brakes are nice. Oh yeah, I mean, they are a lot better. I've just shaved 15 mile an hour off there. And it's no pull into one side. Every now and then if there's like undulations in the ground, like, you know, I might pull a little bit, but again, like I said, it's one of those things where it's fucking minor considering how bad it was. Like I said, these are great big ponderous, you know, 2.3 tons I think these are of fucking steel. You know, they are not performance vehicles by any stretch of the imagination, so as long as it fucking starts, drives and stops, you know, you're kind of winning with these. Like I said, you don't see many of them around, so it will be good. It's good now that we've got a couple of bits sorted out on it anyway. It means we can carry on. It's definitely the ball joint on that right hand side. That left side, I just went for a big bump then, didn't hear it. You'll hear it now. Yeah, make it like a slight knock. Anyway, it's better than it was, maybe. But either way, on flat, straight and narrow roads, it's all right. So, all in all, we're going to call that one a success. We might nick off into Winks, see if we can try and get some snacks, because Mum has requested snacks. I'll turn my lights on as well, actually. But yeah, so far no ABS, which is good. All in all, I'm going to call that day, or today, a success. That's what figures good shit. Cleans your hands up nice and well. but yeah, so we'll get this gone. Have a look and see if there's any snacks, and then we will probably just chill for the rest of the day. Actually, I think got enough stuff done today to feel productive. Oh, so much better on the steering. So much better. It's just like you just turn it. It just fucking turns. You've not got to like panic halfway through that it's like jerking to the left or jerking to the right. That's so much better. Tell you what, terrafirma heavy duty steering damper, worth its weight in gold, my friends. Worth its weight in gold. Much better. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably leave it there. Like I said, not too exciting for you. Just a couple of bits of me taking some things apart and sorting and fixing some bits and whatnot, and fucking around in town. But anyway, yeah, hope you all enjoyed it all. I'll see you all later, and yeah, have a good time. See you later, guys.